Hey, what's up everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about this again. As you know, this rumor, it's been going around for some time. Before we continue, let's take this with a grain of salt. I don't know how credible those things are, but it's interesting to look into it, and we will discuss further a little bit also what I think about it. Here it says, according on this, the direct, page says, according to reliable insider, Casey Walsh, scenes as Mera, are set to be deleted from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Following a meeting between Warner Bros. Higher-ups, Walsh rumors suggest Mera may die during childbirth at the start of the sequel, but its upcoming test screening will be telling. All right, so I looked into to see who this Casey Walsh was. Here seems to repeat the same thing, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, to see a screenshot like this could mean anything. You know what I mean? So I really don't know. I also find this other gentleman here, Craig Hellis, saying breaking, all Amber Heard scenes will be completely deleted from Aquaman. This is yesterday. No official word from the studio yet, no denial either, more soon. So yeah, of course they haven't denied it, but we have to be careful with this. I'm more curious because after the trial I have to admit that it seemed plausible, because when the head of the DC came forward and they wrote explaining that in the first movie there were problem with chemistry between the two actors and that to fix it in post with editing and music, and in the second movie, The Lost Kingdom, Aquaman 2 or Aquanet, they were thinking of actually recasting. So we have learned quite a bit, and also allegedly, because you don't know out of a mouth whatever it's true, but she said that on the stand, she said that her scenes were already cut down a lot. Well, that I can believe, because probably they were already trying to minimize the impact of this character, because this is going on already for several years in general, that this movie is in the media. And also the name Aquaman, it's been brought up so many times in the trial that I don't think they were so happy, the studios, to the point where the guy, the head of the DC, literally probably was forced, or he accepted to testify to do damage control. I'm pretty sure about that, because they just wanted to make sure, clear, because there were also allegations like that they had let her off the hook with a contract, then rehired her, and he also denied all of that, explaining that in fact she was never fired, never, and they respected the commitment. So that was also quite interesting to see another lie brought to light by actually the head of the DC. So what do I think about this? Well, in the face also of this famous petition here, which says remove from Aquaman 2, which now has passed. Before the mark was 4.5 million, and it recently reached it, 4,552,499 people. That's insane. Now the top is heading towards 6 millions, but even a 4.5 million, that's a lot of people, man. I've said this already before. I don't know in the US, here in the Netherlands, if you go to the cinema and it's also 3D or it's Dolby Special, whatever, a ticket can be anywhere between 12 to 14 euro. So I wonder, if 4.5 million people have signed this petition, and a lot of those people, they also have families that can take their kids, their spouse with, then maybe the numbers become bigger. So this is already potentially very dangerous, because at that amount of money, this is already a huge chunk of money out of a box office weekend or a first couple of weeks. You can shave off easily 50-60 million, and that's money. That's money. Could make the difference between making that extra 60, 70, 80 million more or less. So especially those movies which have budgets 150 million at least, you know. So that could make a huge difference. Again, there is no official statement from the studios that this is the case. For the moment, a lot of rumors. Those rumors are going around faster now because the trial, of course, has had a positive outcome for JD. He cleared up his name. So, of course, let's say the sympathy towards this actress has been reduced to the point where, of course, people make decisions with their money. And of course, it's their decisions whether or not they want to go see a movie of this caliber, if this woman is in it or not. So I can also understand Warner Brothers if they make the decision, like says here, this rumor, that they want to cut either to a minimum or completely remove this character from the movie. So what I think is that if the character was not too prevalent in the original script, that didn't really have like a huge impact in the development of the story, they might be able either to really minimize to maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like really minimize the impact of this character, or remove it completely. Personally, I believe there might be they might be reducing it, you know, because especially if this movie it's been already shot, I don't think you know, it's coming out next year, but I don't think you can reshoot. But if they minimize the story, they can also decide to reshoot, you know, like maybe with a different actress, just the 5-10 minutes that this character has to be into the movie. So we'll see if this rumor will become true or not. But definitely can be kind of tricky to reshoot a movie, or to re-edit in such a short time, you know. So we will see. Anyway, guys, keep this in mind. You know, take this with a grain of salt. To me, it's just interesting to see how much action there is around this, but also was quite telling that Warner Brothers had to come out at the trial. So that's already a big indication that they might considering this, you know what I mean? Because if they went to the trial, and this of course is just my opinion, and I went there to do damage control, so furthermore they don't want to lose money, you know. This, like I said, this movie, this name Aquaman, it's been already mentioned too many times with a connection which was not a positive connotation, you know, attached to this trial, attached to now also an actress which she's been defamed because of her lies, and she's been proven guilty of her lies. So that makes it worse, unfortunately for her. So I can totally understand that the studio might want to go in that direction to save their investment. After all, like I said, 4.5 million people and counting. That's a big decisional power in terms of money. If those people, they carry their family with them, that's way more money. Can easily, you know, rack up like a couple, you know, 100 million or so. So that's not a loss the studio want to have on a movie like this. So guys, let me know your thoughts. If you see anything new, send it to me either on Instagram or Twitter. I'm starting to reuse that. I never used it in my life, honestly. I started just to reactivate it now since 2014. So anyway, thank you so much for the support. I'll see you later. Always spread love. Take care.